One man, one mission, to rid the world of chronic anxiety once and for all. The Anxiety Guy, Dennis Simsek, shares his personal transformation from living a life filled with overwhelming worry to becoming a full-fledged positivity machine, a leading authority in generalized anxiety. Dennis gets to the truth of your mental health challenges and sets you on a path to transforming each and every area of your life. Here he is, the one and only, the Anxiety Guy.
Warriors, welcome to episode number 114 of the Anxiety Guy podcast. I'm Dennis Simsek, and today we're going to be talking about the process towards a mental problem. If you haven't already, please give this podcast a positive rate and review. Would love to hear your comments, my friends. I hope this podcast is helping you. Love you all so much. Now, a lot of times we label ourselves as having a mental problem. A lot of anxiety sufferers come to me, start the program and say, Dennis, I have a mental problem. Help me. I want to kind of peel the onion as far as how this happens. What happens is we go to the doctors to find out what's wrong with us. The doctor gives us a label, which then justifies our behaviors towards our friends and family, which is useful for us. We can say, hey, see, I have depression. I have an anxiety disorder. This is why I'm acting the way I am. So it justifies it. At this point, you are dependent on the medication or the mental health professional and have lost control and responsibility. This is where the problem lies for so many people, and they don't want to admit it. Now, with continued reliance on medications and the referred therapist, you begin losing more and more self-worth as the results you wanted are not met. And now you've got a bigger problem, which is your inner potential. People don't want to admit this. And you know what? It's not for everybody. Not everybody goes through this loop, but most people do. You'll notice if you go on Facebook and go on one of those anxiety groups, you'll notice that none of those people feel accountable, responsible for this. They've put their hands, their faith in something else, and therefore have lost control. And it gets difficult to get that control back unless you're working with someone that's been in your shoes. Now, what starts to happen is when you've lost your inner potential, you lose your potential. You lose the potential that you see yourself having as far as overcoming this thing or building that career that you wanted or building that relationship. Your potential is low now. You see yourself as not having it. After this, it affects your beliefs. So now you don't believe that you can actually achieve what you truly want to, which then affects your actions. If you've got low belief in yourself, the action will be very limited. You'll try to take some action, but guess what? A lot of people label things as being wrong. It didn't work for me because the action was so limited. Maybe for a few days, maybe for a few weeks, but the dedication wasn't there, the commitment wasn't there, the passion, the growth wasn't there. So the potential then moves on to your beliefs, which then moves on to the type of action that you take, which then creates your results. And those results, my friends, creates your reality. This is a loop that so many people are in. Their potential is low, so they don't believe. Therefore, they take very little action, which then creates very little results, which then creates their reality. What you feel is due to a cause. Let's understand this. What you feel right now is due to a cause, which means that it's fixable. It's fixable. But the fix is connected to understanding and targeting a few things. These things are, number one, where did the core beliefs related to your fears begin? Where? Where did these core beliefs related to your fears begin? Number two, what traumatic emotional experience may have caused the thoughts you think and the feelings that you feel? So which experience did this to you? Which one? Understanding these things, gaining further clarity, will begin the process of understanding what you're going through and why you're going through it. Number 3 is what you feel unconsciously prevents you from progressing in an emotionally healthy direction. For many anxiety sufferers, worry and checking into symptoms equals protection, safety, and a part of their survival. Let me tell you something. Worrying is like a rocking chair. It gives you something to do, but it gets you nowhere. A lot of times, these unconscious patterns that we've developed, these habits, make us think that something is in fact good for us or keeping us safe and protected, when in fact, it's giving us the opposite of what we truly want. We want good mental health. We want good emotional health. We want good physical and spiritual health. We want to get back in touch with nature, people, the outside world, not our inside world, our outside world. We want to feel, we want to see, hear, taste, smell. But worry doesn't give us that. We're constantly internal. We're constantly checking in to see if something is going to arise. And if that disease does arise, then hey, guess what? I am one step ahead of that disease, and therefore I will catch it early and I won't have to deal with it for the long term. This is reversed ways of thinking, my friends. It's giving you the opposite of what you truly want, which is good health. Recognize that. Number 4, what mindset you take towards change. Whether you rely on something external or have taken full responsibility and accountability for your emotional state. The truth is that your husband is not going to change you. Your wife is not going to change you. Your doctor is not going to change you. A pill is not going to change you. Nothing is going to change you except yourself. You've created these habits. You've created these patterns, these mental, emotional, physical, spiritual patterns. You've created these. And therefore, the only person that can take them away is you. But first you've got to recognize that you have created these. And you've got to recognize that I've got to take responsibility for this in my life. I have to stop relying on something external. I've got to put in some work here if I want to change my life. And I've got to find the reasons for why I want to put in the work. I've got to tap in to the pleasure that I'm going to gain once this is all over. Because there's no good emotions that come from thinking about the process towards change. Those good emotions come from what's going to happen when you're there. You can call it a finish line, you can call it whatever you want, but it's desensitization. It's external, it's nature. When you're there, what's going to happen in your life? What are people going to tell you? How are you going to feel? How much energy are you going to have? What are you going to do? Those are the things that create good emotions. Those are the things that are the fuel for you to keep going. If you think about the process, that's lame. That's lame. Think about what you're going to gain and the process becomes easy. Number 5, what information are you missing? What information have you not fully understood yet? What information are you not applying in your life? This comes down to information. If you want to get out of this rut right now, where's the information that you need in order to get out of this rut? Do you have that information within you and do you understand it fully? And are you applying it into your life consistently with great emotion and expectation behind it in order to get somewhere? This is crucial because so many people think that they just listen to 10 podcasts a day and they have the information and they just go and apply 1% of what they've learned and they think that change is going to happen. No. The getting the information and understanding the information fully will then lead to easy action. If you're just listening to podcasts, Dennis, I listen to 10 podcasts a day. It doesn't matter to me. What do you understand? And how does that relate to your own life? That's the key. The action becomes easy once you've fully understood the information and how it relates to your own life. What is the fight or flight response? What is an anxiety disorder? When did this start? What new perspective can I take over the emotionally traumatic experience that happened in my life? How have I built up these patterns consciously and unconsciously? Answer those questions, my friends. So today, what we have to do is we have to dig deep. We have to look within, and we have to begin peeling the onion and using action to lead your life in a whole new inspirational direction. Remember this, my friends. Momentum creates change. Momentum. If you have enough momentum starting from the morning till the afternoon, even if you're faced with a symptom or a difficult situation, that momentum will override your thought processes. It will override your past patterns, which mean that you used to get emotionally engaged in a negative thought. You used to entertain it. But if you've got enough positive momentum going on through the day, you're not going to entertain that stuff. You're going to entertain something completely different. That's what we want. So remember, momentum creates change. All right? Your life will go in a whole nother direction once you fully become accountable and responsible for what's going on and understood fully what I'm talking about in this podcast episode. What happened to you mainly is not your fault, but it is your responsibility to overcome, because there's so many people in the world that are waiting for you to become the type of person that you were meant to be. Your family, new friends, your new career, that stage that you need to talk about your inspirational success story to other people on. The world is waiting for you. So dig deep, peel the onion, commit yourself to change. Notice the gray area that you need to make sure that you cover. What is the gray area? The thing that you're not doing, that you should be doing. The accountability that you need to take that you haven't taken yet. What's in that gray area, my friends? So inspire somebody today. Take a massive step forward today. Build momentum. And the world will open their arms to you, I promise. Love you so much. You are more than anxiety. See you guys very soon.
Thanks for being an important part of the Anxiety Guy podcast community. If you enjoyed this podcast, please leave a positive rate and review. If you're searching for further support on your road to recovery from anxiety, head over to anxietyexit.com and take part in the powerful End the Anxiety program based around the CBT model. If you're searching for a more one-on-one approach, you can sign up now for personal coaching sessions with Dennis via Skype. Remember, you are more than anxiety. See you in the next episode.